it's not quite the same. Let's go inside. Ah. Bats. A mad scientist cannot work with bats. But now we have the bat killer. I'm sorry. We have this window. Still. Only it's better color. We still have all the same controls. I'm gonna keep doing this if I. So what's gonna be different? Speed doesn't seem too different, does it? But for some reason, it went up, and it doesn't seem to be making anything, does it? Leaving the lights on so the bats don't come. Well, there's something. Is it broken, you might ask? I don't think it's broken. It's doing its job. But it's not drawing all the way to the edges. Well, you'll find out why. Find out why it's just gonna draw a plus shape. Or a diamond shape, actually. And by the way, look at this legs. This lighting system looks really cool. Just keeping you occupied when that's working. Believe it or not, I'm pretty sure this has more command blocks than the circles, and you'll find out why when you find out what it's actually drawing. Ah! Stupid video glitches. Where's my particles? Where's my particles? I'm pretty sure it's still pulsing. Yeah, it's still pulsing. Oh, there they are. I got this nice little standing thing. Not very useful, is it? Wait. You see this? It's adding another layer. So is it just gonna go like that? And why is it filled in? It shouldn't be filled in, should it? I specified unfilled. Ender crystal looks so cool. What if you don't hit the ender crystal? It will destroy things. Oh. Ooh. Look at that. Graphical glitches once more. I wish I could just have a button that you press to reload the drinks. Do you know what it's doing now? Well, you should already know from the title. It is drawing a sphere. You know, the thickness is a little weird for some reason. Oh, he's pretty much always draws with thickness 2, even with thickness 1 on. I think that just has to do with the nature of the sphere. And all I did was add an extra argument to the algorithm that I had before. So the algorithm works perfectly still, because there's part of it that's only the part of it that takes the x and the y and the z into account is only for the magnitude squared of this, because you can't square root in Minecraft. But since it's taking squared, it can work. So instead of just doing an x and z, I do x, y, and z. Yeah, it looks like it's doing pretty well so far. I'm gonna let it start a little bit on the third layer, and then I'll pause until it's done. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. Imagine if you just had a bunch of mobs in here and they all got trapped. Now this would make for even cooler bases than the circle would, because, like, who wouldn't want to live in a spherical house? Let's see. I mean, I would love to live in a spherical house. Well, the only problem is you wouldn't have it. You wouldn't be able to place your post if it's so friendly, because it's not really spherical. It's still made of blocks. And all these layers are technically individual circles with radii that aren't actually whole numbers. They're mostly decimals, except for the very middle layer. I like the way... Okay, it's a little bit slower now. But I like the way the speed hasn't really changed that much from the circle one. But yeah, I'm gonna pause now until it's finished. And we're back. It's not officially done by the coding, but as you can clearly see, it's not going to place any more blocks. It made a nice sphere shape. I'd say it's very nice. Very much worth the about 40 minutes it took to do. Because, yeah, it is pretty slow. We're talking about checking. It went through about 121. It's gonna check about 121 coordinates. So you just add that little door there, and you have a nice little house that you can actually get out of. The bat. I bet you I can kill this bat from inside the laboratory using the bat killer. The only problem would be getting out of this. See? No more bat. But it looks very nice from the inside as well. It's also good for, say, if you wanted to be able to make a nice looking planet with the anti-gravity mod. You'd use this to make basically your template for it, and you could use like EZvid or something to import it into your world, or to at least see where all the blocks are to put it around it, so you can make a very, very nice looking sphere planet. But yeah, if you had the time, well, basically, whenever this takes so much longer than the circles, because you take your radius, and however long it would take to make that circle, you raise it to the power of 1.5, to the power of. And that's to account for the third dimension. So if it takes only 60 seconds to make the circle, it would take about, that's a minute. It would take about almost 8 minutes to make the sphere. So, yeah, that's a pretty big deal. Because you went from 60 seconds to about 464 and 3/4 seconds. So, yeah, even if it only took 3 seconds, it would now take 5. Took 10 seconds, it'd take 30. 31 and 0.6 actually. So that raising to the power of 1.5 dramatically increases the amount of time. Now if it took 1 second to do it, it'd still only take about 1 second. But yeah, they look really, really cool. And the machine works. It's all vanilla 1.8 stuff. But yeah, just make sure you're authorized before you go in, because if you are not, you will be prosecuted. I wonder what that would look like, a Minecraft mini, like, animation where, like, someone's, like, being sued in Minecraft. See, there's no beds with the lights on. And yes, the window still looks good, but it looks even better now. Ah! And if I had a better frame rate, well, it's not really the frame rate, it's the CPU. If I had a faster CPU, you would actually see it just starts from this corner and it goes out. Why you do this to me? Why you do this, Minecraft? Why you do this? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Check out the download link in the description, and please watch the circle one. You can actually see something being fully built that way. And you'll get to see what came directly before this. And you might even notice that I changed the design of these. These are basically if then else gates for anyone who actually programs. Before I had it slightly offset because I had the clock pulse going in at 2 places. But I was like, why am I doing that? Because over here I have it pretty much pointlessly the same way. It just, for aesthetic purposes and also for chunk loading purposes as well. So that this stays on only as long as the button is pressed. Modified with this over here, this stays off except during the clock pulse if this is off. But because of this is passing a weak signal through this, it does not affect this, which is a neat trick. And you can even swap this and this to swap which sides do what. Like, over here. Yeah. If, then, else. Takes about 3 ticks for the then, 4 ticks for the else. Which kind of makes sense, actually, because else always comes after that. After it. After then. Yep, in our thing that combines an RS latch with a pulse former, with a single pulse former. That when I went like going like this, I almost thought that was a pressure plate. It's like, why was that there? But yeah. And if you ever want to know how I got this door to work like that, just ask. I'll tell. It works the same as the window, pretty much. I'm sorry, guys, if you like bats, but they're annoying. They're oh so annoying. I can't see anything. Fill. Thickness. Thickness on spheres probably does not look so great. Yeah, I feel like I'm rambling, so goodbye.